Okay, let's jump right in with the conclusion of Chapter 12. How archaeologists and paleontologists reconstruct ancient scenes. These scientists know that their subconscious mind has a memory of everything that has ever transpired. As they study the ancient ruins and fossils through their imaginative perception, their subconscious mind aids them in reconstructing the ancient scenes. The dead past becomes alive and audible once more. Looking at these ancient temples and studying the pottery, statuary, tools, and household utensils of these ancient times, the scientist tells us of an age when there was no language. Communication was done by grunts, groans, and signs. The keen concentration and disciplined imagination of the scientist awaken the latent powers of his subconscious mind, enabling him to clothe the ancient temples with roofs and surround them with gardens, pools, and fountains. The fossil remains are clothed with eyes, sinews, and muscles, and they again walk and talk. The past becomes the living present, and we find that in mind there is no time or space. Through disciplined, controlled, and directed imagination, you can be a companion of the most scientific and inspired thinkers of all time. How to receive guidance from your subconscious. When you have what you term a difficult decision to make, or when you fail to see the solution to your problem, begin at once to think constructively about it. If you are fearful and worried, you are not really thinking. True thinking is free from fear. Here is a simple technique you can use to receive guidance on any subject. Quiet the mind and still the body. Tell the body to relax. It has to obey you. Choose or decide intentionally. Use the power to make conscious choices or decisions. It reflects intentional, deliberate action rather than automatic or instinctive responses. Simply put, it's the ability to act by your own will. Your body is an emotional disk which records your beliefs and impressions. Mobilize your attention. Focus your thoughts on the solution to your problem. Try to solve it with your conscious mind. Think how happy you would be about the perfect solution. Sense the feeling you would have if the perfect answer were yours now. Let your mind play in this mood in a relaxed way. Then drop off to sleep. When you awaken and you do not have the answer, get busy about something else. Probably, when you are preoccupied with something else, the answer will come into your mind like toast pops out of a toaster. In receiving guidance from the subconscious mind, the simple way is the best. It takes time to practice this method, but in time, it gets easier and easier. Joseph continues with this story, and I must say, I use this method whenever I misplace my keys or an item I am looking for. It works like a charm. Okay, here's the story. I once lost a valuable ring, which was an heirloom. I looked everywhere for it and could not locate it. At night, I talked to the subconscious in the same manner that I would talk to anyone. I said to it prior to dropping off to sleep, all things. You know where that ring is? And you now reveal to me where it is? In the morning, I awoke suddenly with the words ringing in my ear. Ask Robert. I thought it very strange that I should ask Robert, a young boy about 9 years of age. However, I followed the inner voice of intuition and asked Robert. Oh yes, Robert said. I picked it up in the yard while I was playing with the boys. I placed it on the desk in my room. I did not think it worth anything, so I did not say anything about it. The subconscious mind will always answer you if you trust it. Here's another story. His subconscious revealed the location of his father's will. A young man who attends my lectures had this experience. His father died and apparently left no will. However, this man's sister told him that their father had confided to her that a will had been executed, which was fair to all. Every attempt to locate the will failed. Prior to sleep, he talked to his deeper mind as follows. I now turn this request over the subconscious mind. It knows just where that will is and reveals it to me. Then he condensed his request down to one word, answer, repeating it over and over again as a lullaby. He lulled himself to sleep with the word, answer. The next morning, this young man had an overpowering hunch to go to a certain bank in Los Angeles, where he found a safe deposit vault registered in the name of his father, the contents of which solved all his problems. Your thought, as you go to sleep, arouses the powerful latency which is within you. For example, let us suppose you are wondering whether to sell your home. Buy a certain stock, sever partnership, move to New York or stay in Los Angeles, dissolve the present contract or take a new one. Do this. Sit quietly in your armchair or at the desk in your office. Remember that there is a universal law of action and reaction. The action is your thought. The reaction is the response from your subconscious mind. The subconscious mind is reactive and reflexive. This is its nature. It rebounds, rewards, and repays. It is the law of correspondence. It responds by corresponding. As you contemplate right action, you will automatically experience a reaction or response in yourself, which represents the guidance or answer of your subconscious mind. In seeking guidance, you simply think quietly about right action, which means that you are using the infinite intelligence resident in the subconscious mind to the point where it begins to use you. From there on, your course of action is directed and controlled by the subjective wisdom within you, which is all-wise and has unlimited power, able to do anything. Your decision will be right. Now here's a quote I love. It resonated with me. Deuteronomy 30:19. I have set before you life and death, blessings and curses, positive and negative. Therefore God says, choose life. There will only be right action because you are under a subjective compulsion to do the right thing. I use the word compulsion because the law of the subconscious is compulsion, meaning an irresistible, often automatic urge or drive to behave in a specific way, typically to fulfill a deeply ingrained belief or to alleviate internal anxiety. The secret of guidance or right action is to mentally devote yourself to the right answer until you find its response in you. The response is a feeling, an inner awareness, and an overpowering hunch whereby you know that you know. You have used the power to the point where it begins to use you. You cannot possibly fail or make one false step while operating under the subjective wisdom within you. You know what I've truly learned in all my years of failures? Every tough moment was just the universe telling me, new path time, and seriously, all I needed was to pay attention to my thoughts. You will find that all your ways are pleasant and all your paths are peace. Those awful things we face and think are negative, well, at least in my time here on Earth anyways, they're not truly negative. They were just messages for me to adjust my thought process. Once I really got that, wow, it absolutely changed my world. When you use your subconscious mind properly, the universe reflects consistency with consistency. If you speak abundance daily, the universe responds in kind. Whether you whisper it in the morning or speak it aloud at night, whether you say it boldly or quietly within, whether you write it, affirm it, imagine it, simply feel it, the moment you call your desire by name, you activate abundance. The seeds you plant today in imagination will become your harvest tomorrow in form. Stop waiting for the door to open. You are the door. When you walk as though it is done, the path reveals itself. The people show up. The opportunities arise. But not before you move in faith. Faith is not hoping. Faith is the bold inner knowing that what you have imagined is more real than what you see. Let your inner dialogue match the life you are choosing. Talk to yourself as one who already is. Oh yes, I wanted to mention that if ever you don't quite understand everything I share in any of the videos, don't worry. This has happened to me often. All I did was to come back later and listen or read it again. Why? Because eventually it will click, just like turning on a light. You'll grasp everything with ease. Now, please join me for Chapter 13, Your Subconscious and the Wonders of Sleep. That is a huge problem for many. We'll debunk this subject next. Like, share, subscribe so you can finally continue to understand the power you hold within you. Cheers for now.